What is up, family? Welcome into another edition of Make Every Second Count Live with me, your host, and international award-winning Make Every Second Count speaker, Jeff Martinet Jr. Now, guys, this is season 10, episode 8. So I am extremely pumped up about this because it's just like going for 10 years. That's pretty darn cool, I think. But I have to ask you if you would please share this episode out. Invite as many people as you can to watch it. Don't forget to give us all kinds of thumbs up, hearts, frowny faces, cry faces. Heck, you can even get mad at us. I don't care. Just help us trick the algorithm on one of the socials that we're on. And then also keep the comments coming. We want to have more of a conversation than just make a presentation. But with no further ado, I would like to bring Mr. Craig to the stage. Hello, Craig.
How you doing, Jeff? Thanks for the opportunity.
Oh, for sure, man. I know we've tried to get this show on the road or on the books for quite a while, and it's never quite worked out. And I'm proud that it actually did this time.
Thanks, I really appreciate it. Yeah, it was a little going back and forth.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. So, if you would like to go through a short introduction about yourself, tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and what you do. And I told you that I'm going to be inviting a few people on my phone. So I am looking down. I am paying attention though.
Sure. My name is Craig Sotkovsky. I live in Merida, Mexico, and I'm an author, entrepreneur, 9/11 lung cancer survivor, and I have a message to humanity. It's simple in its complexity. It's like you don't have any more time. Execute on your ideas and get over your stinking thinking. Because once you understand how to get out of your head, everything starts to change. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That is awesome. I have to say so myself. Thank you very much. And I want to say hi to Robert Broker, who is in the comments right now. He's from Canada, and he says, "Hello, Jeff. Hello, Craig." I'm not even going to attempt your last name. Wait, I'll do it now. Sotkovsky.
There you go.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna keep repeating that because I'll butcher it at some point. So I know personally from my own life. You see, when I was 17, I was involved in a serious car accident. I spent 2.5 months in a coma, 3.5 in the hospital, and they told me I wouldn't walk again. But I do now. And I am an international speaker now. And the thing is, I believe that we have to grow through things instead of just going through them. Because if we just go through them, I think we will repeat those things. Those things are meant to teach us a lesson. And unless we pick up that lesson, we'll keep repeating those things over and over and over again. So, has there been anything in your life that you have had to grow through?
Yeah, actually, so like I said, I was at the World Trade Center, and I started developing I started developing a lot of pain in 2012, and I was diagnosed with a collapsed lobe in my right lung.
Ooh,
And I realized in 2017, when they diagnosed me with a malignant carcinoid uh, tumor, that I was walking around with a collapsed lobe for 5 years.
wow.
And I laugh at everything now, simply because we have to, like you said, and what I said about the campaign, it's growing through pain. We have to grow. On the outside of that, I'm call myself the shaman from Jersey because I've alchemized all the pain, misery, and suffering, self-loathing, self-sabotaging behaviors that I put myself through while I was battling the demon. And for most people, I believe we get caught up not wanting to become ourselves. We want to become a carbon copy of somebody else. And if you look at society, I think society is running on a gerbil wheel, just spinning out of control, and nobody's going anywhere.
Yeah. Wow. That is a lot right there. I have to say, but all right, I can't do it. No,
Unpack that, Jeff.
no, I can't do it. It's not gonna work this time. So I'm curious. What were you doing at the World Trade Center?
So actually, I was living in downtown Jersey City at the time, across the Hudson River, and I came out of one of my houses I was renovating at the time, and I walked out and I saw the towers on fire, or the one tower on fire. I went and got my fiance because the next month in October we were getting married in Fort Pierce, Florida. So we were going to have a destination wedding, and I went and got her. And at the time, she was a photographer, so she got her gear, and we went down by the river, and complete pandemonium. It looked like a movie set. I mean, it was just craziness. And at that time, I believe the second tower was already on fire. And we were down there and we watched the first tower drop. And she has all of these pictures of the building coming down. And then we had walked to the park. And oh God, I can't even remember the park. I've been to 1,000 of these. I can't even.
All right.
I can't remember the name of the park. So we had walked there, and we had turned around. And we looked, and the second tower had come down. And and after a while, people started coming off the boats and stuff, and there was a lot of people just covered and just beat up between ash and blood, and just a chaotic scene. And I've been in construction my whole life, so I wanted to go.
Wow. That's crazy. So I want to say hello to my dad who is watching us. Dad, this guy is from Mariner, Mexico, which is in the Yucatan, right?
Yes, sir. Merida, Mexico.
Good job. Good, go me. I have to say that was pretty good. So you were like down at the World Trade Center. What, I know this isn't really part of the show, but I'm very curious now. So what do you say about I don't really want to get into this, but what do you say about the people that say the World Trade Centers weren't hit by airplanes?
I don't even get involved in any of that.
All right, cool.
I can't.
Yeah.
There's certain things I can't even talk about.
All right, cool. So I want to extend a hello to Ben Bruce, who is watching us from the Seychelles in the Indian Ocean right now. And then we have Adam, who is watching us from England right now. And then Ben Bruce also says it's a pleasure having you on here, Craig. And
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, that's the people that I see in here right now because I don't have it opened on my phone. So you have gone through this life where you have made money doing stuff the unconventional way.
Pretty much.
And by that, I mean doing it, working for yourself and not working for somebody else. So, in what way is it better or worse to work for yourself?
Oh God, being an entrepreneur? Are you kidding? I say all the time, it's a sickness, and I hope there's never a cure for it. No, I've done just about everything from restaurants to importing, exporting, construction, fence companies, railroad tie companies, retaining wall companies, landscape design companies, but primarily in the real estate and landscaping sectors. I started doing my own houses, got wealthy from it, and then lost everything. Um, I lost everything multiple times in my life. I've gone through foreclosures, bankruptcies, divorces, drug addiction, stuff kids shouldn't go through when they're little kids. I I believe, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. It's a certain way of living. Is it good or bad? You got to know what you have to take, man. I could take literally anything that's thrown at me and alchemize it. I believe this last round coming down to Mexico, because I lost all my medical stuff in the United States because I was part of the 9/11 debacle. That's why I can't talk about it. There is a NDA. So I veer away from what I can talk about. I could talk about my illness. I could talk about me being there and me going through the things that I went through. I was running a Bobcat at the time. I was doing a bucket brigade. There was a time where I almost lost my shit when I was going up in a bucket to burn some steel. And I look at my life now and I'm like, as an entrepreneur, my whole life, because I was the kid with the lemonade stand, I would sell the chocolate, do all of that stuff. I'd hustle my friends' paper route. We'd make little haunted houses during Halloween, anything to hustle, money. And I believe being an entrepreneur my whole life helped me battle cancer. And then beating cancer, I believe, made me a better entrepreneur, because
Wow.
now my comeback is about taking all the money I left on the table.
Wow. See, now that is a great approach to things. But since we have a bunch of people from outside of the country, which you are as well, but you worked here for a long time. So, what would you tell somebody that lives outside the US and we're being asked, what do you mean by take anything thrown at you?
So it's an expression. So like most people don't want to tap into the quantum field. Most people don't want to tap into the human Wi-Fi. And it starts to get woo when we start talking about this stuff. It's about internally going inside. So what I say when somebody's throwing at, life is lifing. Okay, that's being thrown at you, right?
Like,
So whatever life is coming at you, whether you want to participate or not, life's going to show up, right?
yeah,
And you have to be able to take all of this outside chaos and noise, right? And spend time in your temple, because this is the only real estate we could own. And once you sit here and you alchemize all the crazy shit that you go through in life and you're all over the place, and it's like, you have to be like this when you're going through all the
namaste.
Well, yeah, I don't mean to be crude, but I'm like, 50% namaste and 50% fuck off. I'm sitting in the middle.
All right. Well, wow.
Perfect balance of human behavior.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. So you talked about all this stuff that you had been through. What was the toughest part of going through things for you? I mean, where did the most growth come out of what you went through?
The most growth was definitely trying to figure out, or attempting to figure out, I needed pain medication because they went and took 2 lobes of my right lung out. So they cut all the nerves. And I've had nerve pain for, God, since 2017, so 9 years. But the intense pain was for 6 years, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the most growth was learning about epigenetics and learning how we can achieve heart and brain coherence to shut down the pain, to start correcting our body by internally thinking that we can. It's called epigenetics. So when you put yourself in certain states, you're able to change the biochemistry set within, then your body starts to change. And it's a process, you know, it's called your dark work, sitting on the dark side. And that's something I would do. And you know, to this day, I do it every day. You know, I self-hypnotize, I meditate, I sit in frequencies and sound bars, and yeah.
Interesting. So, do you do like affirmations and stuff too?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. See, but the thing is, you have to become those affirmations. So there's something called false positivity. So it's like, you know, my external world, I'm thinking about unicorns and rainbows and, oh, things are so great. But inside, I'm like, oh, man, I can't pay my bills. I got this issue and that issue. You're not in alignment. Your frequency is dialed out. And you have to dial in your frequency in order for you to move from this point forward, to get out of the emotional attachment to the stories. I no longer have emotional attachment to any of my stories. That's why I'm able to freely talk about them. And I also never come to conclusions anymore, because I understand if I come to a conclusion, I pretty much lock myself out of anything moving forward from whatever obstacle that was.
Wow. I I like that. Like you never reach a conclusion because you never actually learn everything from something. Is that what you mean?
No, exactly. So it's like if I come to a conclusion, something, that's it. It's dead in the water. I figured it out. And then somebody comes along, you come along and it's like, Craig, you know, hey, did you ever look at it this way from this perspective? And I'm like, hey, you know what? But what happened before is once I came to the conclusion, right? I shut down this thought to develop another one. So I actually had to think harder. And it's like, no, so if I come to no conclusions at all and I just be, then I'm free flowing. And most people don't want to be free flowing. They want to be stopped dead in their tracks.
Interesting. That is really interesting. I've never considered that, and wow, that just yeah,
I created fire.
that is really cool. I have to say thank you. You just challenged me and challenged me thinking and the way I was thinking about things. Like you're changing me. I love it.
Oh, so I'm just giving you some information, some basic information. You're changing you because
Yeah.
you haven't come conclusions to you.
Well, the information isn't basic. Let me say that first of all.
Pretty much is. I mean, this is caveman stuff. Because here's the thing: when we go through certain things in our lives, like I've been knocked down on my knees so many times, okay, and I know you've been knocked down on your knees so many times. So it's like, what can you possibly do other than surrender, right? So when you surrender to your guard source, when you surrender to the universal impact of whatever it is that you're doing, dealing with, seeing, hearing, whatever it is, it brings you down to your knees, and you're like, you know what, man, I need to pay attention right now because everything I've done did not work, right? So let me dial in that frequency into a different energy. And when you dial it in, it was Tesla used to say, no, Einstein, was it Einstein or Tesla? If you're thinking, no, it was Tesla. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. When you understand that, you become that vibration. Your energy is that shine. And when you have that heart and brain coherence, your light gets turned on, man. As Dick Gregory had said, you know, be careful. Once you put on those glasses, baby, you can never take them off.
All right, who's that?
Dick Gregory?
Yeah.
Google him. He's passed on since.
All right.
Google him. He was an activist, kind of comedian, kind of guy, very, very highly intelligent.
Well,
Highly intelligent.
I'll have to do that. That sounds like somebody I would be interested in. So, what would you? All right, a lot of people out there are going through all kinds of things. What is the best way for someone to actually grow through what they're going through instead of just going through it?
So to learn, you have to accept you as the responsible and accountable party of everything that you go through in this world. You have to look at yourself in the mirror, and it's you versus you, and one of you needs to die, because you can't fill up a cup if it's already full. So your character that you've developed your whole life, yeah, there you go. Your character that you developed your whole life is your avatar. This is the thing that you're walking around with. Most people are afraid to look in the mirror because they don't like the character that's staring back at them. Instead of looking in the mirror and appreciating your life, appreciating that you've been through everything, you survived everything. I've survived everything I've been through to this day.
Exactly.
How can I not be grateful and appreciative?
I
However,
say that all the time. Actually, I have shirts that say you have never been through anything on the front, and then on the back it says that you haven't lived through.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. So I look at my life, and I inspire and motivate myself. I teach myself how to execute on ideas. I realize that most people are paralyzed with fear, fight, flight, and freeze. However, that's based off of cortisol and adrenaline, not oxytocin, serotonin, and a plethora of other chemicals and hormones that we have coursing through our system.
Yeah.
So once you're able to alchemize these things in our world, it requires work. I call it sweat equity, because it's going to make you sweat. It's going to make you tear up. See, the thing is, most guys, they're chest pumpers, right? It's like, I'm so macho and all of this, and it's kind of like, exactly. Don't hurt yourself there, Jeff.
No, I won't.
And the thing is, it's like we have to look at ourselves a little bit humbly. Let life humble you, because when you get humbled by life, exactly, being your own hero, because we're all looking, for the most part, an external validation. So if you're looking to be validated, right? Manifest yourself into a demon or a warlord or Superman, and energy or vibrate into frequencies you never knew you could do. Absolutely. Yeah, no, exactly. When you dial in that frequency and you become that superhuman, right? You realize you become nothing. Now you're not dealing with matter. Now it's just pure energy. Most people are in friction with themselves because they're trying to materialize things from looking at it from the external side. It's the internal side that creates everything. So when you alchemize your internal chemistry set, your external world falls into place. It's the law. It's the rule of the universe. So many people are just looking for outside validation, and it doesn't work. That means you're chasing something. And what happens when you chase something? It eludes you. It keeps going in front of you. We're here to attract, man. We're magnets. We're energy. We're batteries.
Wow. That's wow. So we're batteries, huh?
100%. That's why if you ever walk into a room and you could just feel your energy drain, and you look around, and you're like, oh yeah, I don't like that person, that person, that person, that person. Or you walk into a room and you could feel the energy because you walked in and you're commanding the audience. I walk in and command the audience everywhere I go, just because that's my persona.
Yeah.
I'm not here to bow. I did that already.
So, in order to not bow, what do you do?
Confront yourself. You confront yourself as the root cause of all the problems in your world. Not that people did crappy things to you. You absolve them. You're just like, hey, you know what? You did whatever you did to me based off of how you felt at the time and based off of your experience. It had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with them. So how you're going to respond and react is all on you. So
Yeah,
accept the apologies that are never coming and move on.
exactly. I love the quote that you can't control what happens to you, but you can control your reaction to what happens to you. And
100%.
what you just said reminded me of that quote.
100%. Everything in your life. Okay, so most people don't understand when you consciously think, okay, you're running 5% of the program. Say, oh, I have a great idea. However, I'm not going to follow through because my software program that was downloaded from 0 to 8 years old, my mommy telling me I'm not good enough, my dad said I sucked, my grandma said I sucked, all of this negative crap, that's going to take you to 35, 40, 50 years old. So our bodies don't understand the recall. Our brain, our reticular activating system, does not know the difference between fantasy and reality. So if you're going to think, why are you going to think so low about yourself? Why not think that you're an amazing giant? You're Superman,
Wow.
Superwoman. The RAS doesn't know the difference.
Yeah.
It has no idea of time. So when you do a recall, like I do this with my clients sometimes, right? If I know somebody's really hurting and I have to like disrupt them real quick, I'll bring them to an incident in their life just so they can feel that chemical change. Just to show them, look what just happened. In less than 30 seconds, you went back there emotionally. Now I'm going to show you how when you go back there, it's without any emotions. So then this way you could freely tell your story. And your story is going to be the blueprint for other people's lives.
Yeah.
It
Man.
requires work, man. You know, this isn't, like I said, it's sweat equity. Most people don't want to sweat.
Yeah. That's awesome. So I want, well, my dad says I say awesome too much and amazing too much. I get stuck in ruts where I just repeat the same word a lot.
Now, here's the
So,
thing. Here's the thing, brother. Here's the thing, and take this with a grain of salt, okay? You say awesome a lot.
yeah.
What's the other word you use?
Amazing.
Amazing and awesome. You know why? Because you're amazing and awesome. You're still here, man. Say
Yeah,
whatever you want.
exactly. So, I want to point
No
out,
disrespect, man. No disrespect,
no,
man.
I get it. I want to point out that Ben Bruce said I need to carry myself with pride from today onwards. Thanks, Craig. So,
Absolutely, Ben Bruce.
yeah. So, wow, we're almost out of time. So I need to ask you if you have any contact information you would like people out there to have.
Sure. Actually, my website is craigsotkovsky.com. So my name.com. And I got a book out. Everybody Pays a Vig on Amazon. I'm not here to promote anything other than people needing to learn how to alchemize their world. Because here's the thing: whether you buy my book for $12, 13, whatever it is, or you come to my website. If you go to my website, put your details in. I give everybody 15 minutes, man, because I want to know who people are. There's no place where you can put your Visa or MasterCard in because I don't play like that. I don't coach people just to coach people for money. I coach people so they learn and they could teach others. And that was one of the greatest disciplines I learned from Dr. Joe Dispenza. I want to explain life to you so you can explain your life to somebody else.
Hmm. Explain your life to somebody else. I like that.
Thank you.
So I want to say thank you for taking the time out of your evening to be here with me and my viewers, and we appreciate it. We have a lot to stew on here inside our heads, but thank you so much, and you have a fantastic evening. But I need everybody out there, including you, Craig, to do me a favor this week, next week, and for the rest of your life. I need you to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when those seconds will run out on your one life. I'll see you guys back here next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And until then, you have a awesome week. Thank you, Craig.
Thanks, Jeff.